Have you ever seen someone after years and thought, wow, they still have that spark? That's exactly what fans felt recently when Kathleen Turner, the legendary femme fatale of the 1980s, stepped onto a red carpet at 71. And let me tell you, it wasn't just a moment, it was a reminder of why she became one of Hollywood's most unforgettable stars. Yes, we're talking about that Kathleen Turner. The woman with the smoky voice that could stop you in your tracks. The actress who set the screen on fire in movies like Body Heat and Romancing the Stone. The woman who could be sultry, funny, and heartbreaking, all in one role. For years, many people wondered what happened to her. Where did she go? And now, she's back in the spotlight, reminding everyone of the magic she brought to cinema. Today, we're going on a little journey. We'll look at Kathleen's incredible rise to fame, the struggles she faced, and why her latest appearance is so special. And stick with me until the end, because I'll share something about Kathleen Turner that even her biggest fans might not know. So let's rewind for a second. Let's go back to the early 1980s. Hollywood was full of action heroes, romantic comedies, and glossy dramas. Then, out of nowhere, Kathleen Turner arrived on the scene in 1981 with Body Heat. And honestly, the world never looked at her the same way again. Her performance was electric. Critics and audiences were blown away. They called her the modern-day femme fatale. She wasn't just acting, she was owning every second she was on screen. That deep, smoky voice became her trademark. It was so unique that even if you closed your eyes, you knew it was Kathleen Turner. And that presence? It was magnetic. She drew people in effortlessly. And of course, Body Heat was just the beginning. She didn't stop there. She went on to star in Romancing the Stone, which became a huge hit. People loved her chemistry with Michael Douglas. They loved her mix of charm, humor, and strength. She wasn't just a damsel in distress, she was adventurous, witty, and fearless. Then came Jewel of the Nile, and then Peggy Sue Got Married. That role even earned her an Academy Award nomination. She was proving to the world that she wasn't just a pretty face. She was versatile. She could do comedy, drama, romance, you name it. But here's the thing. Life off-screen wasn't always as glamorous as the movies. By the 1990s, Kathleen was facing something really tough. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. It's a condition that causes intense pain and affects the joints. For someone whose career depended on physical roles, it was heartbreaking. It made acting incredibly difficult. And she didn't hide it. She was open about her struggles. She talked about the pain, about how her body changed, and about how it impacted her career. Now, let's be real. Many stars in Hollywood, when they face that kind of challenge, fade away quietly. They step back and disappear from the public eye. But Kathleen Turner? Not her. She fought. She adapted. She kept going. She turned to theater, to television, to voice acting. She found new ways to perform, to connect with audiences, and to keep her career alive. And you probably remember one of her most iconic voice roles, even if you didn't realize it at the time. Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That sultry, unforgettable line, "I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way," yes, that was Kathleen Turner. Her voice gave that animated character so much life that Jessica Rabbit became a legend in her own right. So, fast forward to today. After spending years focusing on theater, smaller roles, and selective appearances, Kathleen Turner suddenly steps back onto the red carpet at the age of 71. And the reaction? The internet absolutely explodes. It's as if the entire world pressed pause for a moment just to talk about her. Fans couldn't stop buzzing. Social media lit up with pictures, comments, and little video clips of her walking with that same undeniable energy. And the conversation wasn't just about her appearance, though of course, that's what caught people's attention first. It was about something much deeper. People noticed her presence. They noticed her confidence. They noticed the grace that has always set her apart. And what really stood out was that spark, the same spark she carried in the 1980s when she became one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. Even now, decades later, that spark hasn't gone anywhere. And the best part? It wasn't about her trying to turn back the clock. She wasn't attempting to look 30 again or recreate who she was in her early films. It wasn't about pretending. It was about showing that beauty, power, and presence don't just vanish with age. They shift, they grow, and they evolve. That's what made the moment so powerful. It wasn't nostalgia alone. It was a living reminder that true charisma doesn't fade. It matures, it deepens, and in Kathleen Turner's case, it becomes even more inspiring. Now here's the part that so many people miss when they think about Kathleen Turner. She never really disappeared. She didn't just vanish from Hollywood or walk away from performing altogether. What she did was shift her spotlight. She took her talent somewhere else, somewhere quieter but equally important. Theater fans know this well. For years, she's been consistently performing on stage. She's taken on challenging Broadway productions, she's done intimate off-Broadway shows, and each performance has only reinforced the fact that her gift goes way beyond film. On stage, there are no camera tricks. No fancy edits. It's raw talent. It's pure presence. And that's exactly where Kathleen Turner has continued to shine. And let me share a fun little fact that not everyone knows. Do you remember when she played Chandler Bing's parent on Friends? That role became one of the most memorable guest appearances in the series. Her voice and her wit made the character unforgettable. Well, years after that, she actually reunited with Matthew Perry on stage. Imagine that full-circle moment. From one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time to sharing the theater spotlight years later, it shows just how deeply she's remained connected to the acting world. It's those kinds of moments that prove she's not just a piece of the past, she's very much still a part of the fabric of entertainment. But Kathleen Turner's story isn't just about acting. It's also about courage and honesty. Because one of the things that makes her so remarkable is how open she's been about her struggles. She's talked openly about her health, about her battle with rheumatoid arthritis, and about the way it's impacted her career and her body. She hasn't sugar-coated it or tried to pretend it wasn't real. She's admitted to the pain, the limitations, and the changes it brought to her life. And by doing that, she's become more than just an actress. She's become a voice for people who face similar challenges. Think about it. So many people live with conditions that alter their daily lives. They deal with pain, they deal with changes to their body, and they deal with the feeling of being misunderstood. And then they see someone like Kathleen Turner, someone who was once the symbol of glamour, strength, and Hollywood magic, stand up and say, "Yes, I deal with this too, and it hasn't stopped me." That kind of honesty is powerful. It inspires people. It makes them feel less alone. And it proves that life doesn't have to stop because of obstacles. You can adapt. You can find new ways to express yourself. And you can still shine, even if your path looks different from what you originally imagined. And maybe that's the greatest lesson her journey teaches us: reinvention. You don't have to stay the same person you were in your 20s or 30s. Life isn't about staying frozen in one chapter. It's about change. It's about growth. Circumstances shift, challenges arrive, and sometimes you're forced to take a different road than the one you planned. But that doesn't mean you fade away. It means you evolve. You try something new. You adapt. And if you embrace it, you can still make an impact. Kathleen Turner is the perfect example of that truth. She reminds us that true legends don't fade. They adapt. They transform. And in many cases, they become even stronger in the process. So let me throw this question back to you. What's your favorite Kathleen Turner moment? Is it the sultry danger she brought to body heat, where she became the modern-day femme fatale? Was it the adventurous spark of Romancing the Stone, where she made audiences laugh, cheer, and fall in love with her chemistry alongside Michael Douglas? Was it the heartfelt emotion she poured into Peggy Sue Got Married, which earned her an Academy Award nomination? Or maybe your favorite moment is a little more unexpected, like hearing that unforgettable, sultry voice bring Jessica Rabbit to life in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Each of these roles shows a different side of her talent, and I'd love to hear which one connects with you the most. And if you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane, if you've enjoyed looking back at one of Hollywood's great icons, then you'll definitely want to check out another video we have on the channel where we dive into some of the biggest stars of the 1980s and explore where they are now. Trust me, it's a journey filled with surprises, nostalgia, and plenty of, oh wow, I didn't know that, moments. But before you head over there, do me a small favor. If this video made you smile, if it reminded you of the magic of movies or gave you a little spark of inspiration, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more stories like this. And of course, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. That way, you'll always be the first to know when we bring you more Hollywood stories and updates on the stars who shaped our memories. Because let's be honest. If Kathleen Turner can walk onto a red carpet at 71 and still light it up the way she always has, then who knows what other surprises Hollywood has in store for us? It just goes to show that some stars never stop shining. They just find new ways to glow. And Kathleen Turner? She's proof of that.